Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be standing here wearing my shirt. I'm wearing a Gashina shirt. It's a K-pop related shirt. One of my favorite solo artists is Submi. I'm not gonna say I'm saying her name wrong, but she used to be in the Wonder Girls. Anyway, Gashina's like one of her hit singles. I'm wearing that shirt, but I digress. And yes, I digress. It's still one of my favorite phrases. Digress is still one of my favorite words. I know it's season 4, but some things just don't change. But anyway, so I'm learning at work that I just can't ask people for help. There's there's this girl who's like, this is not a woman thing. It's just she just has to be a girl who's like in charge, like in the back of the store, and like you'll ask her for help. It's like she's in charge. She's supposed to have some answers. Like when you look at her eyes, you can tell that there's no brain in there. So. And then she says, I don't understand. Like she says, I don't understand a lot. So I've learned that the easiest way to deal with her is just to not deal with her because she's not that smart. And I'm starting to learn that the higher ranked someone is, the less they know and the less they do, which is fine. It's just because I'm the type that works. Well, because I want, once again, I don't care about being a good worker. I just want time to go by fast. So it's like when you work, time goes by fast. So, and that's why I like working like overnight / early in the morning because I'm gonna be up anyway. So I rather work, during the overnight or like whatever 6 a.m. and then like get off at 2 and then have the rest of the day to do whatever I want because that's I don't know. Like I think that's just the best way to work. It's like get the. I mean, especially like when sleep. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is. Because I actually just work. It's like I'm like doing it in a way where like the people who don't do shit, like the people in charge, they don't bother me. Like they don't like ask me to. Well, like they'll ask me to do stuff, but like they don't like call me or anything. So it's like I kind of just get to do what I want. Like I think like last shift, I did nothing. Like I stood beside a crate for 4 hours. Well, I mean, I picked stuff off of it and put stuff on it. But I, like, literally for 4 hours, I would say for half of my workday, I was standing by a crate, putting stuff on it and moving stuff off of it. Because it had to be put back somewhere in the warehouse. And, like, it can't be on the floor. But, like, she's in charge of this. So it's on the floor. Like she's really bad at her job because there's nothing is supposed to be on the floor because it's like the back of a warehouse and everything's supposed to be like stocked on a shelf except because it's her, everything's like on the floor and in the way and it slows down everything. So because stuff is on the floor, the whole store suffers. But this is her fault. Not sure why she still has a job there because this is all on film. So that means the person in charge of her doesn't know what he or she's doing either. Which, once again, it makes sense. It's like a trickle down. It's like a trickle down pyramid of suck. So like the person who owns the store probably doesn't know what they're doing. So that person hires someone else who doesn't know what they're doing. And it just keeps going down. And then like the further down you go, it's like people actually know what they're doing, but they're not in charge. Okay. So anyway, so I'm like, I don't know where to put this stuff. I think it was like bookshelves. It was like 20 bookshelves, but like they're all like it's like IKEA, so like they're all like not put together, so they're like compact. But it's like 20 of them stacked on a crate. I'm exaggerating. I think it was like 13, whatever, 12 stacked on a crate. But like there's no place to put it, and it's just on the floor. Once again, it's her fault. She's like, "Who put this here?" I'm like, "Well, you're in charge." I'm just thinking like. You're the one who runs this place. Why are you asking me? Just another example of her not knowing what she's doing. She's like, well, it can't be here. I'm like, okay, I'll put it up somewhere. She's like, And then she's like, well, it all has to be in the same spot. I'm like, well, that's impossible, so I can't put it up. Because, like, how are you going to put 12 bookshelves in the same spot? You can't. There's no room on all the, like, storage places in this warehouse to put 12 of anything in the same spot. Okay, so once again, she doesn't know what she's doing. So hours go by that are being wasted. And then, like, I'm like, wow, this is, like, really interesting. So then, like, I just kind of stand by this stack of bookshelves, just, like, not working, getting paid, because I'm like, what should I do? And then, like, the big boss guy, he's like, why don't you move some of this stuff here and that stuff there? So I started doing that, and it doesn't help at all. So he doesn't know what he's doing either. But because he said do it, I'm like, sure, I'll do it. And that just killed, like, another couple hours. And so then, like, I see her again. I'm like, hey, so I can't move it. And she looks at me with this blank stare, and that's when I realized this girl doesn't know what she's doing. She's completely brain dead. And so I'm like, thank you for this. And then I felt a lot better because, like, now I know I just don't have to talk to her or ask her to do anything. And now I know I can just, like, put stuff wherever I want. So I'm like, so what do you want me to do with this? And she's like, well, if you can't put it anywhere, I have to, like, and then she said a bunch of stuff that made no sense to me. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna find a place for this. I'll just put it, you know, I'll just find places. She goes, okay. And so I just put each bookshelf in a different location, all over in the back, because she wanted it up. So I don't know why this couldn't have been done, like, whatever, 6 hours earlier when I first said, hey, can I just, like, you know, put this stuff up? But anyway, when you're working with idiots, it's good to, like, the sooner you realize you're working with idiots, the easier your job's going to be, because now you know what to do. So things are going to, you know, I'm probably jinxing it now, but, like, things are going to be a lot smoother now for me, because now I know I don't even have to talk to her. I'm not even going to ask her what to do, because she doesn't know what she's doing. And it's good to know that your boss doesn't know what she's doing, because, well, it just saves time. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but I don't like interacting with dumb people. I really don't. I really don't. You know, so I'm glad that's over. I am just venting about work. But anyway, thanks for listening.